What's going on, guys? Unknown Player here, and today we've got some more Destiny 2 stuff to talk about. We're going to be going over some hidden things like a classified mission or activity inside the European Dead Zone, a birthday gift, and even exotic mods, which do actually exist but aren't available just yet, as well as some other things happening recently for Destiny 2 as well. So with the hidden and classified items that I'm going to talk about, it's worth noting that these aren't data mined from the PC like those DLC audio files last week. This is all from the public API that Bungie published for people to make applications for. Most stuff they don't want us to see are marked as classified and hidden, but sometimes, of course, there are interesting things they might have forgot to hide, which are some of the things we'll look at inside this video. But as always, do take this stuff with a grain of salt. As I covered, there are some stuff like the Clarion Call, which turned out to be 100% correct and was recently announced, and then also things like Prison of Elders, which Bungie confirmed was leftover code and not coming to the game. So it's always a 50-50 of whether the stuff is going to be put in the game as future content or just scrapped ideas, but it's always interesting to talk about this stuff and how likely it is to be put inside the game. So once again, this info comes from a user called Spiffamatic64, who is really good when it comes to finding this stuff, and he's picked up on a couple more things inside the game that I want to mention, and of course get your thoughts on. So the first thing is some sort of classified mission or activity, or maybe even a quest inside the European Dead Zone, specifically the Winding Cove area. So this one, of course, is marked as classified. Keep it secret, keep it safe. And as far as we know, this is the only actual activity which is marked as classified, which is pretty strange. As you can see, the location is the European Dead Zone, and the activity bubble name is the Winding Cove. So again, we have no idea what this could be, but it's some sort of activity, mission, quest, adventure. Maybe it's something scrapped, but who knows? It's some sort of classified activity. So the next thing is actually a pretty strange one, and these are two exotic mods. That's right, exotic modifications. Obviously right now we have none, they're only legendary and blue, but these are some exotic mods inside the game, and of course they're hidden to us. Now, my personal opinion, I doubt these are going to be added into the game anytime soon. I think these are probably scrapped leftover ideas. Bungie even said recently in their blog post they're working on making changes to the mod economy, making them more interesting and impactful. Those are the exact words. So I know Bungie are kind of reinventing the entire mod system, making it more interesting, giving it more of a purpose, and hopefully improving our loot. So these two exotic mods could be part of that, but my main point is that Bungie are working on the entire mod system, so anything could change with this stuff. So the next thing is actually related to the Osiris DLC and of course Mercury, which we know we are going to. Nothing spoiler here, just some basic description stuff, but this is the official location of Mercury as a place. It says description, sun-baked Mercury was transformed by the Traveler and the Vex, and it says name Mercury. It's got a hidden icon, and of course this is the official placeholder for the location of this planet. It's also worth noting this is a separate and different thing from the Crucible map Altar of Flame that has its own separate entry. This one is for the pure location of Mercury inside the game. So it's pretty interesting that Mercury is there right now as a location, but of course you won't be able to access it until the DLC launches. So the next thing is probably the strangest out of them all, and this is, believe it or not, a birthday present from Eververse or the Eververse company. This is actually a birthday gift for your Guardian, which again, I have no idea what to make of. It says, congratulations, Guardian. Another year has passed since your ghost first resurrected you with the Traveler's Light. Please accept this gift from Eververse, along with our thanks for your tireless defense of the city. So the item is called an Eververse promotion, that's its name, and also has the instructions of accept gift, which of course is what you would see when you actually go to pick up the item. So this, even if it doesn't make it into the game, still does raise a lot of pretty interesting lore questions of when exactly is your Guardian's birthday. I kind of doubt it will be based on our own personal birthdays and just give you one when the PlayStation says it's your actual birthday. But this seems like it's going to be something marking when your ghost first resurrected you, which I guess is when they're calculating as your first day being alive as a Guardian, which is pretty strange to think of. And it's something we have no idea of in the lore. We don't know what is the actual day that the ghost first resurrected you. I mean, you could think of it back in the alpha when that happened, or the beta, or the full game, maybe back in 2014. And that description specifically mentions a year passing since your ghost first resurrecting you. I mean, by now it should have been 3 or 4 years, so not sure exactly how the timescales work in this game. Let me know down below in the comment section, do you think there's an actual date of when your birthday is supposed to be inside this game, or do you think they'll just go with simply when your Guardian was very first created, be that 2014 or even 2017 inside Destiny 2? I never thought I'd be thinking of when the Guardian's birthday is inside this game, but it's a pretty weird question to actually pose from this item. Now, what the gift actually is a whole nother question. There's no details in the actual item of what it could be. So it might be an engram, might be a shader, some bright dust, something like that. It probably won't be too significant, and it's most likely to be some sort of freebie from Eververse trying to get you to again spend more money. Some of you may remember just recently, Eververse was actually acting pretty strange and offering some kind of item to you, and then of course when you went up to her she had nothing, so it was a pretty strange thing. And then of course this is also when she started offering the Golden Sevens bundle, which is something we've seen in the database for a while and comes with that golden ship. That's like $20 for just 3 engrams, a golden chip, and some shaders. So I'm not sure what this thing was being sold for, but then just a couple hours later, Bungie removed it and she was no longer selling it. So Tess has definitely been acting pretty strange recently. So who knows if she'll actually offer this birthday present or if it was simply a scrapped idea. So next up is a very random but also bittersweet topic, but Xur is actually selling the Jade Rabbit this weekend in Destiny 1. It took 2 years, but this weapon of course was a PlayStation exclusive from the Taken King expansion, and the deal was that it would remain that way until Destiny 2 launch, but then Destiny 2 was delayed by a year, meaning this weapon stayed exclusive for another year, which of course really sucked. But Xur is never going to sell an exotic that is PlayStation exclusive, which is why he's never going to sell the Borealis in Destiny 2 until next year, and recently all the PlayStation exclusive content in Destiny 1 got unlocked, so that is why Xur is selling it for the first time ever essentially. I always love the Jade Rabbit. It is a fantastic weapon, not quite as good as the Hawkmoon of course back in year 1, but significantly better than Zen Meteor, and overall it was a hidden gem even on PlayStation of course, and I always remember one of my best gameplays ever with this thing, a 28 kill streak with 2 Phantom medals, which is 7 kills in a row without taking damage at all, so 2 of those within a 28 streak. So I've always loved this thing. There were plenty of legendary alternatives that were nearly identical to the Jade Rabbit, but it was really unfortunate for such a massive part of the community to be locked away from this weapon. But now Xur is finally selling it. If anyone cares, if you're maybe a collector and you want to complete your exotic kiosk checklist, or if you just want to play a game of Crucible and remind yourself of what Destiny 1 is like, then you can do that. Of course, Xur is only inside this game for 2 days, so grab it fast if you want it. He's not going to stay until Tuesday like Destiny 2, but it's the first time him selling it in 2 years, so I thought I'd mention it nonetheless if any of you guys want to pick it up. Now, weirdly enough, Xur is actually in 2 places at once. He is also, of course, in Destiny 2 on IO. Got a pretty good inventory this time around. The Darcy, the weapon, is probably the weakest thing. This is a very good-looking sniper, but not very practical in terms of realistic use. I really wish this thing, and just most snipers in general, would get some sort of a buff in PvE, just to make them a little bit more powerful, and especially the Darcy is just not that fantastic. It does look amazing, but there are much better options for your heavy slot. Now, the armor pieces, on the other hand, are amazing. These things are some of the best in the game. The Knucklehead, of course, is one of the best exotics for the Hunter. So good in PvP. The Actium War Rig for the Titan. You should definitely pair this with the Sweet Business from last week. The Sweet Business Auto Rifle mixed with this is just a monster. So good. Definitely have this combo going. It's amazing for the bath section and just generally fun as well. And there's also the Eye of Another World for the Warlock, just in case you didn't get it from Sloan in the campaign. But there you go, rundown of some pretty interesting things I wanted to go over. So as always, if you enjoyed the video and want to help support the channel, then a like rating down below would be much appreciated. You can click the image on screen right now to learn about a secret area called Myriad in Destiny 2. Really interesting stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one.